Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Seema Saini. I hope you all are good. Today
We will discuss questions of Chapter 3, Mother's Day, Class 11, Snapshots book. Question 1. Is drama a good medium for conveying a social message? Discuss. Answer. Drama is certainly a good medium for conveying a social message since it is a live performance. Its effect is instant and also very powerful. When we see real living characters performing in front of us, we can easily identify them with ourselves and feel as if we are ourselves undergoing the experience. Thus, drama can be a good medium for conveying a social message. Question 2. Contrast the characters of Mrs. Pearson and Mrs. Fitzgerald. This is important question. Answer. Mrs. Pearson is a loving mother and a gentle wife. She works hard to keep her husband and children happy, but she gets no praise or regard for it. Her husband and children are very thoughtless and selfish. They treat her as a servant. Mrs. Pearson feels unhappy about it, but she too is weak to protest. On the other hand, Mrs. Fitzgerald is very outspoken. She can brook no injustice. She believes in equal rights with men. To make it clear, she even smokes and drinks. She says that husbands, sons, and daughters should take notice of wives and mothers. They should not treat them like dirt. She asked Mrs. Pearson to be the boss of her family. Question 3. Bring out the theme of the play Mother's Day. Or this question can be also like this. Mother's Day is a social play. It is a humorous, satirical depiction of the status of the mother in a family. What are the issues it raises? This is important question. Answer. In this play, Priestley tries to depict the fate of most housewives. The poor housewife has no work all hours of the day and all days of the week. She works hard to keep her husband and children happy, but the husband and children are almost always thoughtless. They have no regard for the feelings of the poor mother. They treat her as a servant. After their work, they go out to spend their evening with friends. The poor mother has to stay at home and keep working. Her husband and children never think that she too is a human being. They never realize that she too needs some rest and entertainment. Such husbands and children need to correct themselves. Question 4. Give a brief character sketch of Mrs. Pearson. Answer. Mrs. Pearson is a loving wife and mother. She is very fond of her husband and children. She looks to all their needs. She does her best to keep them happy. Mrs. Pearson is a simple hearted woman, but she is gentle to a fault. She does feel that her husband and children are thoughtless. Her husband and children work 8 hours a day and 5 days a week. But the poor mother has to work all the hours of the day and all the days of the week. Yet the husband and the children have for her no word of praise or gratitude. This is what pains Mrs. Pearson, but she is too weak to protest. It is Mrs. Pearson's own weakness that has spoiled her husband and children. Question 5. Give a brief character sketch of Mrs. Fitzgerald. Answer. Mrs. Fitzgerald is Mrs. Pearson's neighbor. She is a strong-minded woman. She has a dominating nature. She believes in equal rights with men. She believes that women have the liberty to do anything that men do. Mrs. Fitzgerald feels strongly that the woman should be the mistress of her house. Mrs. Fitzgerald is very intelligent also. She knows how to cure people of their waywardness. She handled Doris, Cyril, and George very intelligently. She gives each of them a good pounding. She puts them in their proper places. She makes them realize that a mother and wife is also a human being. Thus, she helps Mrs. Pearson to rein in her husband and children.
That's all for this session.
For more videos, please like, share, comment and subscribe the channel.
See you in the next video. Till then, bye. Take care.